Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Arnav Jain and today's topic of discussion is Mastering Overwhelm, the ultimate guide to conquer exhaustion and thrive. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first and the most important point a man has to understand is regardless of the way he is feeling, regardless of the way he wants to feel, he cannot let his guard down. He has to maintain his discipline and he has to maintain his stoicism. Right? You have spent your months and years to build these characteristics, and you cannot just let loose just because you aren't feeling exactly the way you wish to. Alright? Don't whine, don't cry at every opportunity you get. You need to maintain an iron mind. Right? You need to have a very strong support system of friends, of family members, of people you can just talk to, mentors. Alright? Look, the fact of the matter is, everyone, male or female, everyone does have these certain moments when they're just done, hopeless, or exhausted with their lives, right? And you need to understand that you aren't special, right? Neither are you so vulnerable that you need to succumb to such situations, alright? So have a good, strong network of friends who are always going to be there for you, who are going to stick by you, and who are always going to keep motivating you to work even harder. Alright? It doesn't matter if I'm sick or if I'm completely fine or if I'm sad or if I'm happy. I'll still record the same video. I'll still post it at the same time. Right? I'll still do the same work regardless of the way I feel. Because 10 years from now, no one's going to remember how I felt that day. They're only going to remember what I did that day, and I can prove that as an evidence. Coming to point number 2. The problem is we don't take proper rest, right? We don't sleep for 8 hours a day, even though we know we are supposed to, right? We don't take care of our skin, our body enough, right? We don't take rest days from the gym, right? We don't properly hydrate ourselves. We don't focus on our nutrition, right? We go work out, but then don't consume enough protein so that our muscles can regenerate properly. The thing is, you need to be very mindful of your rest, because more often than not, it's not something that's happening around you that's causing it. It's something that's happening inside of you that's causing your overwhelming and exhaustion, right? So you need to be mindful of consuming all your basic nutrients, right? Have enough fiber, have enough vitamins and minerals, right? Have enough protein if you go to the gym. Alright, I cannot emphasize this. A lot of people, they'll just go to the gym, right, and they'll be like very sore in their muscles, but they won't consume enough protein, and they'll be like, man, why can't I grow enough muscle, and why are my muscles always sore? It's because you aren't taking proper rest, and you aren't taking proper measures to help your muscles heal, right? So you consume a good amount of protein, alright? Also, sleep is such an important part of your life. We humans, we almost spend 1/3 of our entire lives sleeping, right? And it's so crucial for you. When you sleep, right, your muscles heal, right? You go to the gym, you work out, you consume all the protein. When you're sleeping, that's when all of the muscles actually building up, alright? Not when you're working out, it's when you're sleeping, right? So it doesn't matter if you work out for 5 hours a day. If you aren't having enough sleep, your muscles are only getting damaged. They aren't healing up. And after some time, your risk of injury is so high, right? So sleep is very, very important. Sleep also helps you to like clear out your mind, right? It helps you refresh, right? There's a reason why when you're tired, you need to sleep. Because your body's like, okay, I'm done for the day. I need a break. Right? I cannot go work more. You just need to lie down, sleep, and when your body says this, just listen to it. Don't sit down on the couch, scrolling through your phone, be like, yeah, fine, I'll just go sleep. No, sleep, alright? Put down your phone, just sleep, alright? Also, I'd say a topic to be talked about is frequent headaches, right? A lot of us get stressed out. A lot of us are so engrossed in our work, and we get so frequent headaches. The thing is, more often than not, it's not because of stress or it's not because of outside circumstances. It's because either you're sleep deprived or you're dehydrated, right? So next time you're having a bad headache, try sleeping and trying to drink a gallon of water, all right? Because more often than not, that'll help you drastically. Now I'd like to touch on the topic of nutrition in a little bit more detail. So let's start off with carbohydrates. You see, having adequate amount of carbohydrates in your diet is so essential because carbohydrates have the most amount of energy, ATP, compared to any sorts of proteins or fats or vitamins, minerals. They're the main source of energy in your diet. So if you don't have enough carbohydrates in your diet, you won't have the energy to go work out at the gym or do the tasks you're supposed to on a daily basis. At the same time, eating too many carbohydrates can also be detrimental, especially if you eat it right before you go to sleep. That's because when you eat carbohydrates, there's a spike in your blood sugar levels, right, which will boost your tryptophan and serotonin releases, which will make you feel more tired more quickly. At the same time, your melatonin releases will be delayed, which will basically mean you'll carry on this tiredly feeling from your morning, right? So in the morning, you'll wake up and you'll feel like very sluggish and very tired and exhausted for no apparent reason. But the reason is because you had too many carbohydrates for dinner, right? Now, I'd also like to talk about fats, right? A hormone known as CCK that stimulates the digestion of fat is released when you eat something containing a lot of fats, right? So what happens is scientists suspect that this hormone may be responsible for post-meal sleepiness, right? Especially in high fat content foods. So this is the reason why you have a barbecue or you eat something which maybe not so high in carbohydrates but very high in fats, and it's probably because of this hormone you'll feel very tired and very sleepy, right? The thing is, if you want to solve the problem of tiredness and sleepiness, you need to have enough vitamin B12, right? And where can you get this? You can get this in majority of fresh fruits and vegetables. You need to boost a neurotransmitter in the brain called serotonin, which plays a role in regulating your mood, which is stimulated by vitamin B12, right? So you need to have enough leafy green vegetables, fruits, whole grains, healthy fats such as fish, nuts, seeds in your diet, all right? And also regulate your protein amounts, because especially if you follow me, you know how important it is to go to the gym, right? So if you do go to the gym and if you don't consume enough protein, all of the stuff I just talked about, it's all going to get ruined because you're damaging your muscles when you're working out, but they're not getting healed, right? So A, you can either get injured while working out, or B, you can have severe soreness in your muscles, and C, you're constantly going to feel like you're exhausted and just overwhelmed, all right? So balance your diet, balance your nutrition. It's a very important part of your life. Now, I cannot emphasize on this point, the last thing you should be doing if you feel tired or overwhelmed or exhausted is to use your phone, right? As mentioned in the Dove Medical Press, overuse of phones, often caused by addictions, can lead to a higher intensity of fatigue, which will in turn ruin your whole day and disrupt your schedule, right? Also, put away your phone before bed. The reason is, when you use your phone, you're exposing yourself to blue light, and out of any other color, blue light blocks a hormone known as melatonin, right, which is responsible for making you feel sleepy, right? So if you're using your phones right before you go to bed, you're actively disrupting your sleep cycle. And as we have already discussed, sleep is a very important part of your schedule because it directly relates to your healing process, right? So if you're not healing enough, but you're constantly damaging your body, you're after some time going to be tired and exhausted, right? So it's very important to just distance yourself from your smartphones. Also, you need to understand, when you use these devices, they can cause dehydration in your eyelids simply because overuse of them just makes you not actively blink your eyelids, right? So when your eyelids are not blinking as frequently as they normally do, what will happen is their outer wet layer is just going to evaporate and it's basically going to become dry. So what will happen is, over time, after constant use of a device, what will happen is your eyes will start to itch, right? They'll become irritating, and you'll over time just face extra exhaustion, and it can even lead to some sort of diseases, right? So thing is, limit your exposure to blue light and limit your exposure to devices like smartphones, and it should definitely greatly improve your healing cycle and help you avoid exhaustion and overwhelmment. Well, you need to understand that in life, it's up to us what palette of emotion we wish to portray towards others, right? So if you're facing fatigue, right, if you're exhausted, it's your responsibility to channel this wasteful energy, right, into something that is actually productive, right? The energy you're using to moan about it, the energy you're wasting scrolling through your phone instead of actually doing something productive or even resting, channel this energy to do something which will actually matter at the end of the day, right? If you're sad, right, just don't sit around being sad. Do something. Yeah, because that's the time you're wasting, which is never going to come back, right? And as you all know, time is the most valuable currency in this world. You know, because you can get money back, you can get relationships back, you can even secure your health back, but you can never get the same time back. So time needs to be conserved, alright? So, if you're exhausted, right, what you should be doing is not cry about it, not hold your head and just cry, oh, I'm having such a headache. No, drink some water, right? Go to the gym, work out, come back, take a shot, and go to bed. You know what will happen is, you have built more muscle, right? You have eradicated your headache, and you have rested. Now when you wake up, you'll be fresh, like no more headaches, no more exhaustion, just ready to go, right? So it's very important to remain stoic, at the same time channeling the negative energies into something positive, right? So at the end of the day, you're the most capable and the most efficient version of yourself that you can be, right? And I'll tell you this, if you religiously follow whatever I've taught in this video, no way you're actually going to be crying about exhaustion and fatigue after this, right? So that basically wraps up the video. If you haven't liked and subscribed, do it. I don't know why you haven't. If you have any doubts or any hurdles in your journey, just hit me up on the comment section. I'm there, I'm available, I'll help you with that. And yeah, that's about it. Have a nice day. Peace.